Understanding user risk is a key action towards optimizing the security analysis and investigation time. Attending to multiple alerts across many enterprise accounts is not an ideal use of a security analyst's time. Understanding which user in the organization currently poses the most risk and attending to the key issues about their account is a much more focused approach and one that prioritizes attending to the key risks to the organizations first. Forcepoint CASB analyzes user behavior to detect patterns of suspicious activity, identifies anomalies from those patterns, and runs mitigation actions based on those anomalies. Forcepoint CASB assigns a risk score to every user and highlights the risk as part of the key dashboards in the management portal, allowing the administrators to attend to the riskiest users first. The CASB User Risk Dashboard shows 6 summary areas that I'll cover today: users at risk, top high-risk users, watch list, organizational behavior, top business units at risk, and organizational geographic risk. The first section that I'll cover is users at risk. To be listed as a user at risk, the user must have a risk score higher than 0. The risk score is calculated based on the number of incidents assigned to the user, with each incident weighted. The next section is top high-risk users. This section lists the top 5 highest risk users in your organization based on risk score. To be listed as a high-risk user, the user must have a risk score higher than 100. The next section is watch list. The watch list allows you to mark specific users to closely monitor them over time. This is actually a pretty unique feature for the Forcepoint CASB solution, as it allows you to select specific users to monitor, such as a user that perhaps is on a performance improvement plan, is known to be a bad employee, or perhaps you have temporary employees working in a very sensitive area that you want to keep a close monitor on. Once the users are added to the watch list, they can be monitored from the user risk dashboard. All users on the watch list are denoted by a black star. The next section is organizational behavior. This section shows a chart of activity and incidents for your organization over the past 30 days. Incidents are displayed above the date, while activities are displayed under the table. The next section is top business units at risk. This section shows the number of users at risk attached to each business unit of your organization. As mentioned above, a user is considered at risk if their risk score is above 0. The last section, or chart, is organizational geographic risk. This section shows a map to graphically show the global distribution of the users at risk. Each affected country shows a pin, and each pin shows the number of users at risk within that country. If a user is active within more than one country, the user is counted in each country in which they are at risk. Administrators can click the pin to open the accounts page to be filtered by the list of affected users for that country. Now, what I'm going to do next is access the detailed user page for one of my top high-risk users. Since CEO appears to have the highest risk score, I will go ahead and access his detailed account page. Within the detailed account page, you will be provided with a comprehensive user profile to include user behavior information and an incident timeline. The user profile provides information about the user and their account information, some of which can be ingested from Active Directory, such as their email address, their role in the organization, and their name. It also displays their overall risk score based on the incidents associated with their account, their geographical location, and the types of devices they have been using. It also provides the total number of incidents recorded and allows you to access the Investigative Dashboard from this section. The second area is the user behavior section, which displays a chart of activity and incidents for this account over the past 30 days, but it can be adjusted to show the last 180 days. The map is interactive, allowing administrators to click on a particular date to review the incidents for that particular day. The last area is the incident timeline. The incident timeline shows the latest incidents associated with the user account in chronological order, with the latest incident at the top of the timeline. Each record contains a lot of valuable information pertaining to the incident, and by hovering over the record, you can review more details about the incident. And from there, you can access the actual incident log for more detailed information pertaining to this incident in the user account. So looking at the incident timeline of the CEO, looks like there's a lot of nefarious behavior. Looks like we have a brute force attack. He's accessing a lot of organizational information that perhaps is sensitive. And it looks like he might be attempting to exfiltrate a significant amount of data. We have a lot of DLP events. We have a policy that was triggered looking for a high number of data download activities. We have multiple brute force attack attempts. Some additional DLP events, such as suspicious cumulative volume of downloaded data. So as you're going through these, as I mentioned before, you can hover over the incident to get more information. And then from here, you can select Open to go to the real-time monitoring log or the investigative dashboard. And as we see here, this is collated multiple DLP events, as we see here. And then from here, we can further investigate by going to the real-time monitoring log and get a better idea of what type of data he was attempting to download. All of these incidents are around Office 365. The action was download, and it looks like one was a modify. All the mitigation actions were to block, and it looks like he was attempting to download customer data, and it looks like an image of a passport. That concludes today's quick demonstration on Forcepoint CASB user behavior analysis. If you would like a more in-depth product demonstration, or if you have technical questions, please reach out to the email address listed here and we'd be happy to help. Thank you.